Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays.
I don't wanna hear any more small talk. Off that short pier, take a long walk. My style ain't free cause it ain't off top. I'm at your throat, go get a cough drop. I don't wanna hear any more small talk. Off that short pier, take a long walk. My style ain't free cause it ain't off top. I'm at your throat, go get a cough drop. It's kush. I love me too much and your brain turn to mush. Fall flat on your tush. You couldn't handle the product I push. I guess I'm just used to it, I just do it. Like Nike swoosh, none of that Reggie Bush. Cause I'm top shelf, I ain't got wealth. But I'm on my grind like park rails. I'd sell the shoes right off my 2 feet. Then add one, that's a yard sale. Got dumb bars that be smarter than Harvard, Yale. Take your pictures elsewhere. You wanna be TMZ, I wanna be VIP. Quick.
God knew they couldn't be on this earth without each other. He had to bring them home to heaven together. Babe, you take care of our Gigi.
Well, good evening, and welcome. My name is Freddie Henderson. I will be your host on tonight on Lakers Talk One-on-One. This is a show that we're going to talk everything Lakers, only Lakers. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. You guys know last week we announced our hiring of our new head coach, and today it became official of Darvin Ham. Hey, let's go right and just get right to it. I love the hire. He's a no BS coach. He's going to stick to his ground. You know, I love the fact that he came in here. He told Jeannie, he told Rob Pelinka, hey, I'll take the job. I just have to pick my own coaching staff. I like that about him. You know, I'm picking my own. You're not picking my coaching staff. I'm picking my own. Kurt Rambis, he has to stay away from me in my coaches' meetings, my team meetings. You cannot be a part of it. I love that about him. You know, he's a no BS coach. You know, he's a player's coach. He's not afraid to tell you how it is. This is a guy that has been in winning situations. He's won as a coach. He's won as a player back in the days of the Pistons. You know, this is a guy that's been around stars as well, Giannis Antetokounmpo. So that's something we need, a coach that can get to our superstars and help us help them. You know, because if he can get their trust, this Laker team can turn their season around. And I believe that he's the right coach and he's the right guy for it. So I love the fact that they hired him as a coach. You know, this is definitely the right direction that this team needs. Now, I will say that we will be stuck with Russell Westbrook. Do not be surprised if Russell Westbrook is still on this roster. You know, as much as I want him gone, but it's the smart thing to do is to bring Russell Westbrook back. And why do I say that? Is because if you can weather the storm one more year, if this team can be competitive, we don't know. You know, I'm pretty sure him and LeBron, and pretty sure the coach, they're going to have some type of conversation that somebody has to sacrifice their game. Somebody's going to have to change the way they play. But if we can sacrifice, we can survive another year with Russell Westbrook, and next year that $40+ million off the book, guess what that does? That open up cap space for us. That makes it where we can go out and we can go get another star, another third option to team up with LeBron and AD. Or if not, guess what else we can do? We can go out and get quality role players because we have the money to pay for them now. So do not expect them. What I'm hearing is that they are not willing to give up future assets to get rid of Russell Westbrook. Um, but us getting Darvin Ham as the head coach as well, I believe that he will be able to push Anthony Davis buttons for him to take the next step. And I believe that is a huge benefit for us Laker fans because we know how dominant Anthony Davis can be. We know how dominant, how great of a player Anthony Davis is. But at times, he can become passive. At times, he can just be standing around, not engage into the offense. We know what he can do in the defensive end, but we need him being aggressive. We need him dominating, and we need him to take that next step to be our leader in order for this franchise to win this 18th championship. Um, so, like I said, I just wanted to come on here and let you guys know we do have a new head coach, Darvin Ham. He's been an assistant coach for about 11 years in the NBA. He's been under Bud. for a long time. He was with them under Atlanta as well when he was in Atlanta Hawks, and he went to the Milwaukee with them. He was also an assistant coach for the Lakers in 2012 and 2013 as well. He went when Kobe was on the team. So this we're not, I'm just glad we're not hiring a retread, a guy that's been here before, like a Terry Stotts, a Kenny Atkinson. I'm just glad that this is a new face, a new voice, and this is something that we need, in the locker room. And I believe this is a guy that LeBron James and the other stars will respect as well. So hats off to Jeannie Buss, to Rob Pelinka getting the first step right. Now all you have to do is to fill this roster out with quality role players, which I believe they can do this off season. You know what I mean? So you got to find a way to bring back Malik Monk because Malik Monk did have a great season this year. But you need to, like, we don't need to bring guys back like a Trevor Ariza, a Avery Bradley, a Wayne Ellington. Those guys need to go. We need to figure out what we're gonna do with THT, if we're gonna keep him or not. But I believe the Lakers are going in the right direction by getting their head coach and their leader, their voice. And we'll just continue to see what we can do, what we can build. So hopefully next year we're battling for number 18. But other than that, nothing really much going on with the Lakers. Other than this, I hired our coach, our head coach. A Jesse Buss will have a big part on our roster as well. One thing about the Lakers scouting team is that we do great in. We do good at scouting young talent. Even last year, we didn't have a draft pick in that draft last year. We were still able to find a Austin Reeves and then that draft, and that didn't get drafted, an undrafted rookie. He had a great rookie season last year. Expect him to make some development, but I think we'll be able to find another young guy like that. I'm hoping that we find a young big because I believe we do need youth in that position. I don't think we need to depend on a Dwight Howard or guys like that anymore. If we can find a young big, I'm gonna tell you what really messed us up is when we traded Zubac to the Clippers. So we definitely need a Zubac on this team now, a young big that can protect the paint, protect the interior, play defense, rebound. Heck, even if he can shoot from the perimeter, that's a plus. But hey, I want a young, athletic big that can run up the floor and protect us. So I believe, yes, Jonathan, I agree that was a bad trade. That trade hurt us on so many levels. And I bet you if we could ask Magic Johnson if he could redo anything, it'll probably be that one thing because that did hurt us as an organization. But I would like for Jesse Buss and them, they're going to be busy, have to be busy scouting these players because, like I said, we don't have a draft pick. Um, but also, what I'm reading is that the Lakers could find a way to get back in the second round of the draft this year, and that's by spending some of their cap space to buy a draft pick. I wouldn't be against that because we seen what this team looked like as an old team. We're going to need some young legs to sprinkle around this roster as well to help us take it to the next level. So if we can get I would. Uh, I wouldn't even mind us going after a guy. If we could find somebody like like a 3 and D guy, like a Josh Hart. Um, you know that that's what we're missing. Brian coming here, he said Lakers aren't patient with young talent. They have enough. They have enough over the years. Brian, I definitely agree. I always say that the Lakers is not a developing team. They're not about developing young players. That's not who they are. They're about stars, and that's what they want. And I mean, they showed again that hey, they are a team that wants stars. Um, Jonathan, I disagree with you, brother. I don't think that they need to learn how to evaluate talent because they've had talent on that roster for years. For years, they know how to. I mean, look at D'Angelo Russell, talent. Kyle Kuzma, talent. Jordan Clarkson, talent. Julius Randle, Larry Nance Jr., Josh Hart, guys like that. We can find talent. Our problem is that we don't keep them. We're too impatient into developing them and to building the roster. Um, Brian, yet again, I definitely agree. with Kobe Bryant. But other than that, we're not a patient franchise. I mean, what we can only say we've had two rookies, I believe, and that's Magic and Kobe. So got to plant the seed and more. Hey, I definitely agree. But we all know how it is when it's LA. When you're in LA, it's all about win now. Brian, hit me up. I would definitely like to have you on the show one day. Um, but this is what the Lakers are in right now. They have made their bed. Now they have to lie in it. Now they're stuck with Russell Westbrook. No matter if you like it or not, we are stuck with him. Do not be surprised if he's still with the Lakers this upcoming season. But like I said, I like the hire, great hire, and Darvin Ham. Definitely deserve it. I'm just, whatever. A lot of people wanted Mark Jackson. What's cool. Um, you know, I love the fact that he's a new face, a new voice. A lot of people wanted Mark Jackson. They wanted those guys, and I did at first. But now thinking about it, Darvin Ham is something that we definitely need. And I'm not, and I'm pretty excited about it. I have a comment over here. I don't know who this is. Please let me know who you are. It's coming up Facebook user. Um, Freddie Henderson. I would love to. I would love to Charles Lee come to the Lakers for assistant coach for development. Any chance that we can keep Handy and Fizzo in the player development? Hey, sir, I'm not like I said. I'm not sure who said this. If you could leave in the comment what your name is, because it's come up Facebook user. Um, I would love to have Phil Handy to stay on our assistant. I would love for Phil Handy to stay on as an assistant coach. He's another guy. He's not afraid to get in your face. He's not afraid to tell you how it is. I've seen him last year going at it with LeBron. And I love that about him. So, I think he'll be a great addition to this team. If we can continue to keep him. Now, what I'm hearing is that the Brooklyn Nets is interested in him as well. So, that could be a kind of a hiccup with him. But, Phil Handy been with LeBron for a while, and this is the second time Phil Handy been with the Lakers. So we'll see. Um, Brian said the league is trendy. The new follow is the Udoka type coach. D Ham going to be just like Udoka. Brian, I really believe so as well. I believe that D Ham is going to be able to, like I said, his voice will be heard. Yeah, Alex, hey, trust me, I would love to trade Westbrook, but my brother is going to be really hard. When I say hard, it is going to be hard because I mean nobody's going to take on that contract. Jamie said, "Do you think the LeBron needs to take a back seat with the front office? Just so much cap space on three players, no picks." Um, I'm gonna say this, Jamie. A lot of people want LeBron to take a back seat, but it's kind of hard, not to get input from your player, your key player. We need the input from him, but that don't mean Genie Bus. You can go with everything that he say. You can listen, but that don't mean you surrender to whatever everything LeBron say. You say, okay, LeBron, okay, we hear you, but we think it's best to go this way because at the end of the day, Genie, you have the final decision. So that's where I'm at on that. Alex, I mean, I can't say that because Eric still haven't got a job yet. Um, and yeah, Jonathan, it is impossible. We would dang have to trade draft picks from 10 years from now to get rid of them off the roster. And to be honest with you, the return won't be there. So, like I said, it's probably best that we keep them on the roster at least for another year. But yeah, that's where we at, you guys, when it comes to Laker talk. Got a new head coach. It's gonna be interesting to see what assistant coaches that they have around him that he hires. Now that he signed, I believe that's something that he can probably start working on next week and to fill in that coaching staff. What Adrian Wojnarowski reported that you can see some former head coaches. Maybe he goes out there Terry Stotts. Maybe he goes out there Kenny Atkinson as well. Guys that's been head coaches before, guys, like a Terry Stotts have been at least to Western Conference Finals. Somebody that do have experience coaching in this league. So it's going to be interesting to see who they go after and put on that staff. But hey, we're going to be watching. Laker Talk 101. We have some, big guests coming around. We have Alex in the comment. He's agreed to come on here from time to time. Jonathan's going to be on here. We have a couple other guys in the background. I have an interview. Hopefully can get going next week with a Laker reporter. Hopefully we can get him on here and we can see, what's next for the Lakers. But right now, hey, we're sitting back patiently waiting, watching the finals. Can't wait for the finals to be over, just so we can start seeing things unravel, ready for free agency. Don't expect too much splash, but I want to see what do we do to fill out the roster around LeBron, AD, and Westbrook. Will we be able to bring back Malik Monk? Will we be able to bring back? Will we trade THT? What are we going to do with Nunn? I mean, there's a lot of question marks that we need to fill this off season. We cannot go another year without making the playoffs, you guys. Next year is very important that we have to make the playoffs. But like I said, to me, I love the hire. I believe he's going to get the most out of Anthony Davis as well. I believe he will benefit more by this hire than anybody on the team. Ham is a guy that's been around Giannis Antetokounmpo, a similar player. But I will say this: AD is more skilled than Giannis. AD is more skilled, but the problem is AD don't have Giannis' heart, that attack mindset. But hopefully, Ham can get that into him. AD has looked like he has lost some weight as well. That's a good thing because we know he cannot stay healthy. But hey, we'll see. You guys, this is another episode of Lakers Talk 101. This is your boy Freddie Henderson with the ASAP Network. Make sure you follow us. Just keep watching now. We keep putting out great content. But until next time, you guys, I'm going to sign off here. You guys have a great rest of you guys' night.
Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays.
I don't wanna hear any more small talk. Off that short pier, take a long walk. My style ain't free cause it ain't off top. I'm at your throat, go get a cough drop. I don't wanna hear any more small talk. Off that short pier, take a long walk. My style ain't free cause it ain't off top. I'm at your throat, go get a cough drop. It's kush. I love me too much and your brain turn to mush. Fall flat on your tush. You couldn't handle the product I push. I guess I'm just used to it, I just do it. Like Nike swoosh, none of that Reggie Bush cause I'm top shelf. I ain't got wealth, but I'm on my grind like park rails. I'd sell the shoes right off my 2 feet, then add one, that's a yard sale. Got dumb bars that be smarter than Harvard, Yale. Take your pictures elsewhere. You wanna be TMZ, I wanna be VIP. Quit.
God knew they couldn't be on this earth without each other. He had to bring them home to heaven together. Babe, you take care of our Gigi.